So today we're diving into a new tool called Perplexity Comet. And look, this isn't just another smart search engine. We're talking about a browser that's designed to stop just finding information for you and to start actually doing the work for you. Let's get into it.
So, let me ask you something. We've all gotten pretty used to AI giving us answers, right? It can write a draft, find a quick fact, you name it. But what if it could actually take the next step? Imagine it handling entire complex tasks right from your browser, without you having to micromanage it at every single turn. Well, that's the core idea we're going to explore today.
And this slide, it just nails the fundamental shift that's happening. For the past couple of years, we've been working with AI assistants. Think of them like fantastic librarians. They find stuff and answer our questions. But an AI agent, that's a whole different ballgame. An agent is a doer. It performs tasks. It completes entire workflows. It's not just about knowing something, it's about acting on it. It's the leap from a passive tool you command to an active partner that just gets the job done.
Okay, so that brings us to our first big point. To really get what Comet is, you have to forget the idea of just another browser with a chatbot stuck in the sidebar. What we're actually talking about here is an autonomous AI agent system, which, frankly, is a whole new category of software. I absolutely love this analogy because it makes the concept so crystal clear. Using a normal search engine, or AI assistant, well, that's like talking to a super knowledgeable librarian. But using an agent system, like Comet, that's like having your own dedicated team of researchers who don't just find the books, they read them, they analyze them, and they deliver the final report right to your desk 24/7. So, how does it actually pull this off? Well, the secret sauce is this idea of an agent assembly line. Instead of having one giant do-it-all AI, Comet uses a whole series of smaller, specialized agents that work together, passing the task from one to the next to complete these really complex jobs. And the magic behind this is a concept called agent chaining. It's the ability to link these different specialized AIs together in a sequence. So you might have one agent that's an expert at searching your email. It finds what it needs and then passes it off to another agent that's an expert at pulling out links. That agent then hands it off to a third who's a master of summarizing content. By chaining them together, you can automate a whole workflow without you having to lift a finger.
Let's make this real with a simple example. Say you ask Comet to find an email from your boss, follow a link that's inside it, and then summarize what's on that page. Behind the scenes, this whole assembly line just kicks into gear. One agent finds the email. The next one extracts the link. A third navigates to the web page. A fourth analyzes the content, and a final agent delivers a perfect summary right back to you. 5 distinct jobs, all handled by one simple request.
And it really doesn't stop there. Comet is built to work across the apps you already live in, like Gmail, Slack, and Notion. It's also context-aware, which means it actually knows what you have open in your other tabs. You can schedule tasks to run automatically, a true set-it-and-forget-it kind of thing. And you can even create custom shortcuts to build what's basically your own personal army of AI agents. Okay, all that theory is great, but let's see what this actually looks like in the real world. We're going to walk through an example that really shows off the power of this whole agent idea and just how much time it can actually save.
All right, so here's the prompt. It's just one sentence, but think about what it's asking for. A pretty complex strategic analysis. A creator wants to know what's working on their channel and what to make next. I mean, this is a task that would normally take hours, maybe even a whole day of manual work. So while the user grabs a coffee, Comet's agents get to work. They're scanning every single video, pulling data on views and engagement. They're categorizing all the content, looking for patterns, do interview videos do better than tutorials? And then, and this is the real game changer, they cross-reference all of that internal data with real-time web searches to find out what's actually trending in that niche right now. So what's the bottom line? The payoff? Well, doing this manually would take, they estimate, somewhere between 6 and 9 hours. You'd be buried in spreadsheets, exporting data, researching trends. It's a full day's work. With Comet, the entire process, from that one-sentence prompt to the final report, takes about 15 minutes. Yeah, just let that sink in for a second. We are talking about a potential time saving of over 95% on a complex, knowledge-based task. This isn't just about being a little bit more efficient. This is a fundamental change in the very economics of our work and our time. And of course, when you see a productivity jump that massive, it naturally leads to some pretty big questions about the future of work. Perplexity's CEO, Aravind Srinivas, has been incredibly direct about this. He says this level of automation is, in his own words, quietly coming for office jobs.
And he really doesn't pull any punches. With this quote, he specifically calls out the recruiting industry. The claim is that a complex workflow that takes a recruiter a whole week, finding candidates, sourcing their info, drafting emails, tracking it all, can now be condensed into a single prompt.
This table really breaks down what that means in practice. For a recruiter, all that time-consuming grunt work of sourcing and outreach gets automated. For an executive assistant, things like managing calendars, sorting through emails, and prepping for meetings can now be handled autonomously in the background. The argument is pretty clear. The core repetitive functions of these roles are becoming more and more automatable.
So, where does this leave all of us? Well, the consensus seems to be that we shouldn't really view this as a technology problem, but as a career strategy question. It looks like a huge divide is opening up between the people who learn how to leverage these powerful tools and those who just keep doing things the old manual way.
And here's the advice, straight from the CEO of Perplexity himself. The takeaway is pretty stark. Mastering these AI tools isn't just a nice-to-have skill anymore. It's rapidly becoming a make-or-break factor for your career. He doesn't see this as a possibility. He sees it as a guarantee.
And this really reframes the whole conversation, doesn't it? The change is presented as inevitable. So the real choice isn't about whether you can stop it, it's about how you're going to respond. Are you going to be the person who can manage a team of AI agents, or are you going to be competing against them?
And that leaves us with this final, really provocative question. As these tools evolve from being assistants that help us to agents that can actually act for us, we each have to decide what our role is going to be. Are you going to be the one directing the AI, or will the AI be doing the work you used to do? It's a question worth thinking about, and probably sooner rather than later.